Alright, Buffalo. We'll be back. Don't know if you can see it, but we're so high up. The clouds look like they're on the ground, and the ground's even further down. Wow. Pretty cool. Don't know if you can see it on camera all that well, but I see a whole lot of nothing out there. Whole lot of nothing for 1,000 miles. That way, that way, and that way. Just squares and rectangles. Well, here's our first destination, Grandpa Wayne and Kathy's house. Interesting thing about being here in Arizona is there's no grass on the ground. It's way too hot for all the grass to be growing here. So a lot of yards just have rocks on them. Just their little decorations they got out here. Cool little decorations. And my favorite thing, the cactus. This is the only living thing they have in their yard, the cactus. Pretty big. It's loving it out here. The one thing I actually am getting used to a little bit still is just seeing cactus everywhere. But before coming here, the only cactus I saw was at my house in my dad's studio. But now, they're just, as far as I can see, you could probably see 20 cactus. But they do love it out here. Get a nice picture, zooming snapshot of the cactus. It's so pretty. Alright, this is where I'm staying for a couple days. This couch can fold out into a bed, but I didn't get the chance to do that last night because I was up over 30 hours. I woke up at 9 a.m. to go to work. I worked 10 to 4, came home, never went to bed because we had to leave at 3 in the morning. Come out here. This is more of the backyard. Again, it's funny seeing a backyard without any grass on it, just rocks. That's a funny thing I kind of have to get used to if I'm going to stay out here 2 weeks. But I definitely miss mowing the lawn and just blinding the grass. It's kind of one thing that you take for granted if you live in New York. You have grass. Not out here. Close the gate. And we're up in the mountains too. Where Grandpa Wayne and Kathy live, it's up in the mountains. You can see all the mountain view. I just love the mountain view. And to get up here and to get down into town, it's winding mountain roads. And here is the RV that we are renting for the next few weeks. It's 20 years old. It's a 2001 model. It's a Ford E450. To all your people who are like motorhomes and what they all are, Just kind of give you the inside view of it. Bed up there, got the TV. A couple siblings have been staying there. Stove, microwave. Yeah, master, kind of the master, so to speak. Bathroom's in this door, I won't show you that. And the cool part is, where these curtains are separated, is the that's the driving area. My dad will be sitting there, I'll be sitting there, we go down the road. Let's get out of here. And it's actually closer here to Phoenix than we thought. Because the last airport, hold on, I'll turn myself around so you can see me. The last airport we went to was Phoenix. And Phoenix is about an hour and a half south. And Phoenix today, Phoenix any day, is like living in an oven. It's going to be 100 degrees today. It's always either triple digits or high 90s. Up here, about an hour and a half north and slightly west, it's a lot nicer out here. Yes, you do get the horrible heat, but it's not as bad. And while I'm on here, I might as well tell you how the flight went, because of course the very beginning videos are me taking off. We got to Buffalo around 4 o'clock, got through security, got on the plane. We were on the plane around 5:30 or 6, and then it was straight to Chicago. Then Chicago was a bit of a nightmare. We had about an hour and a half delay in Chicago. So we got here a lot later than we wanted to. But the plane was there, but the pilots weren't. I think they were stuck in Columbus, Ohio, or something like that. And then we got on the plane, and it didn't move probably for another 20 minutes or a half hour, because I think there was a broken cupboard on the plane or something like that they had to fix and get the paperwork and the maintenance for. The pilot over the loudspeaker was kind of just as frustrated as we were, I could just tell. But we're here, and this is going to be the start of a wonderful vacation. Pretty neat little thing about the house. Kathy is a very big cat person, and she kind of has a memorial to all the cats that have come and gone. And some of these cats lived a long time. 1981 to 2001, that's a 20-year-old cat. Being the kind of the kids of the house, they're spoiled, she loves them to death, and the memorials that do have yours on them, all these cats were between 15 and 20 years old. The oldest cat I remember before coming here was probably 15 or 16, so if you take care of them like she does, they live a long time. Another cool thing is this table. I'm gonna step back, it's just a beautiful one table, and this table's old. Grandpa's father made this table a long time ago, and in the very center here is a little crawdaddy. You won't be able to see it all that well, but it's a cool little Easter egg inside the table. Just got back from lunch. Grandpa and Kathy took us to the community center to get lunch. We checked out the local hardware store. Now I'm at a pet store he helped remodel. Let's take a look at these cute cats. Look at all these cute cats. Don't think there's any. Is there any in that cage?
Oh, I thought the cat appeared to be dead.
There's one cat here. Look at that cute cat. Hi. There's another cat there. Hi. Hi.
Yeah, this cat is so beautiful. Look at that Siamese cat.
We're in another part of the building.
So focused.
There's some cats down there. There is that cat there. This place actually helps cats that need to be adopted back into family. And I think there's also dogs here out back too. Cool fact about this building, Grandpa Wayne actually helped remodel this building, so it's pretty cool.
She's got long legs.
Hi.
She's a good sized girl.
Hi.
But, you know, people say, oh, the black cat.
Such a cute cat.
To Athena, of course, she is beautiful.
Wow.
But
Such a cute
I
kitty.
tell you, this one has a wonderful personality.
The next stop after the cat adoption center, Yarnell Hill Fire Memorial Park. The cool thing about this was all built by volunteers. No one was paid to build this. They all helped, and it was all volunteer work. Got the park, what its purpose is, the rules, and this was built to dedicate the 19 people who were killed in this forest fire in 2013. This forest fire is actually kind of famous. They made a movie on it. This plaque here is from Tragedy to Recovery. It's Lightning Ignites the Fire, June 28th, 2013. July 10th, 2014, 8,400 acres were burned, but it was 100% contained at 2 a.m. And unfortunately, there were 19 people that were killed when trying to help put this fire out. Cute little memorial bench. The recovery. The typewriter is destroyed. It's horrible. When it comes to forest fires in Arizona, something as little as chain dragging across the road, that could cause a spark and start a fire. Let's say a normal place gets 10 inches of rain a month. They don't get that in 10 years. Up here is all the firefighters. The original crew. Cool little photograph. Go back, it's like a little pyramid. This is an in memoriam with all the bricks. The evacuation. And Grandpa Wayne's house was this close to being impacted by the fire. He could see the fire from his yard. They really lucked out because their house survived. They really got lucky. In honor of the residents and firefighters impacted by the Yarnell fire in 2013, a gift from the Prescott Area Association of Realtors. Beautiful rock you can sit on. Up here is the firefighting in progress. Another bench. The volunteers who helped build this place really did a good job. It is absolutely gorgeous here. And rest in peace to the brave heroes that lost their lives in this fire in 2013. You may be gone, but you're not forgotten. Day 2, we're out of the house again. Actually, at a friend of Grandpa and Kathy's house in their little garage area. Took a ride on a quad bike today. That was pretty cool. And other than that, you didn't miss much. We're gonna have a nice picnic. She's got a beautiful yard. I'll flip you over so you can see how beautiful the yard is. This is going to be the most greenery, the most plant life you'll ever see in Arizona. It is beautiful. Now, I have to go eat. Here's more of the backyard. Got a cute little church right there. You got a sign that says Garden of Eden. That's pretty cute. The shed right there. It's got quite a bit of property. It is crazy. This lady has like 5 antique buildings on her property. It's so cool. This is awesome. Taking a walk through this lady's property is like going back in time. That's exactly what you wanted, was a back in time look. And one of my favorite things I found in this whole buildings and just everything that's on this property, I gotta show you. Antique piano. Got a whole bunch of old-timey pictures and the piano. Let's see if it works. It works, but it is really, really out of tune. Looks like it was an old player too at one point. Looks just like a player piano, just like what they had back in the old Western times. This place is really, really cool.
Fish.
Look at this pond that they got. Look at how big these fish are. You see the fish? There's just tons of colorful, beautiful fish in this pond. Wow.
Because it's in the boulders.
Another view of all these beautiful fish. Lily pads. This place is amazing. Alright, the music may be blaring, but I'm going to try to get this recorded. This is the chapel. This is the chapel on their yard. Let's go inside. And this place is absolutely beautiful. Maybe tiny, but doesn't matter how big or small God's house is. Got the candle, got the Bible, communion cups. This is where the hymnal, get a little hammer. Maybe it's too, maybe they pastor threatens to hit him when they have to talk during a sermon. I don't know. You got the hymnals. There's a hymnal on each stool. And this, I like this carpet. Got the guest book. Don't want to show any names in the guest book. Bunch of Bibles, and it's small, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And take a look at the very center, picture of Jesus. They have in God we trust, some hymns. I suppose that could be what the pastor would be talking about. This cute little picture there. It's nice and peaceful in here. I could see you spending a lot of time in this place. Some more property. That's the chapel right there. Over here is a very large teepee. It's also a very good, it's a good replica of what the Indians lived in when they lived here all these hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Of course, this one's got the like nice grass, and it's like nicely built. But I'm sure theirs was nicely built too. It's a great replica of what the Indians used to live in all those years ago when they moved out here. Cool fact is they have to move and move and move because on this property there is a river that flows 6 months out of the year and then it dries up. So far, it's been a great day. It's cool property. I'm now inside the house, and I'm not going to do a house tour. I just want to show you what I find is really cool about the house. There are two things. First thing, this kitchen sink. It's like an old antique farm-style kitchen sink. That's really cool. And this Coca-Cola, vintage Coca-Cola ads for like the 50s. You don't see those everywhere anymore, that's for sure. Now we're in the bathroom. Behind this glass is a waterfall shower, like the rocks. And this boulder is actually outside too. Instead of jackhammering the boulder to get it out of the way, they incorporated the boulder in this house. This was outside at one point, and the other half is outside. It's pretty cool. The owners of this house, they have put tender love and care and everything you can imagine in this house. When they bought it, this was just a rundown shack, and they gutted it to the studs, and even some of the studs had to come out because of termite damage. Here. Oh well. So yeah, even the studs had to come out because of termite damage. And it's a tiny house, but they have made the most of this house. It is beautiful. And it's like stepping into a time capsule because it was built in the 30s. And I think this is what they were trying to go for, was like the original house back in the 30s. They've done a pretty good job with it. And today has been spectacular. I don't know if we're doing anything else today, but if I am, you'll see it. Day 3. Beautiful morning out here. I don't think I've introduced you to the other members of the family. These are Kathy's 2 cats. The black one is Mitty. And this one here is Kit Kat. She is a very, very old cat. She's 18 years old. And they're both of them happy as can be out in the nice sunlight. You always want to keep your animals in a cage or on a leash out here, because out in the desert area, there's mountain lions and coyotes, and there are tons of predators out in those wildlands that'll eat your cats and dogs in a heartbeat. Just a nice view of the yard. This will be the last day. We're staying here for a while. Tomorrow morning, we're off to Sedona. I'm actually here at the community center again today. There's a local guy putting on a concert, and it's actually pretty good. Everyone from the community comes around, supports him, and he's talented. He's got a lot of original songs.
Can you tell me how's that? He just grinned and shook his head, man, you know, that's all he said. Sing along, you know, and I do believe it's time to get back to Miss Anna. You know, she's the only one. Sends her regards for everyone. Take a load off and take a load for free. Take a load off and
the concert took a little break. Within a walking distance at the community center is the Yarnell library. A couple of my family members and I, we're going to see if the library is open. It's going to be interesting to see, because it's a very small town and things open and close early.
I see it. Till someone comes along and takes my place. Every day, every day. Come on! Being alright. When I just hurt myself. Feeling alright. I'm not feeling too good myself, good myself, good myself, good myself. Feeling alright, alright. I'm not feeling good myself. Oh yeah. Really feeling alright, alright. I'm not feeling good myself, good myself. Oh yeah.
Well, that concert is over. I was able to only get a few songs because those were the ones they made up. A lot of the songs they played would have gotten nuked by YouTube's copyright. We all know how YouTube is about that. But great concert, had a great time, and nothing like a beautiful day to relax and enjoy yourself. Well, downrange, and I just shot a crossbow for the very first time. And that's spot on right there. That's a bullseye. Last summer, I tried shooting a shotgun and missed every single target. This was like way easier. I also think the scope is better on this thing too, but pretty cool way to start off shooting a crossbow. Before our little adventure, we're leaving Grandpa and Kathy's house, and we're going to continue our little adventure. Our next stop is going to be Sedona. It's not going to be too far of a drive. It's about 2 hours, maybe 100 miles or so. But, doesn't matter how far it is, better get comfortable in the motorhome. Made the motorhome, and, journey is almost about to begin. Hopefully I can get some B-roll of going down the street. We are out of here. We'll be in Sedona in 2 hours. Other than a very loud motorhome, I got great views. Look at that mountain. Going some real switchbacky roads. Yeah, there's the white, like an inch or two of pavement after the white, and it's Cliff Mountains. This reminds me of switchback mountains we go through in Tennessee and go to the Indian reservation down about an hour from Gatlinburg. Look at those mountains. Oh no! Look at that view. This is an absolutely gorgeous drive. Wish the roads weren't to switchbacky, but hey, it's part of the adventure.
So this is how Grandpa and Kathy go get groceries every month. They drive into Prescott to get groceries on this road.
Wow. Yeah, Yarnell doesn't really have much. Guess we kind of luck out where we are. We don't have to take this road to go get groceries every month. Just beautiful. We're gonna be seeing this all week. Stunning. We are in Sedona. Made it through Prescott and Sedona's another hour. We just stopped to go get something to eat. So we're gonna eat, enjoy the view, and the campground is only maybe another 5 or 10 minutes away. So we made it. This thing, it sounds like there's like an exhaust leak or something. So it sounds like we're in a Harley, but really in a 30-foot motorhome. So it's kind of loud, but what you gotta do? I just say it's part of the adventure. I really wanted to get more road footage, but this thing would just, it's too loud. Well, time to find something to eat. We made it. We're at the RV park in Sedona.
We're gonna go find the bathroom so we know where they are.
Just gonna just walk in, find the bathrooms, and just enjoy ourselves. We've made it. Now we can relax. And our adventure has just begun. I'll let you know of any updates. Walking the campground we just got to, I found volleyball, tetherball. Cool thing is, this reminds me of back home. We're in Arizona. And seeing grass like this in Arizona is a rarity. This reminds me of a lot of campgrounds back home that have all this nice grass and greenery. This tetherball right there. Yeah, Mom, take a look at this grass.
I know, it's like New York.
Yeah, you don't see this in Arizona. This is New York grass right here. Of course, my siblings are loving the tetherball. This is back behind our campground. Got a nice river. Nice creek. This reminds me of back home big time. We got a million of these back home. Of course, down here, this is all sand. This is kind of like back home, those little beaches and rocks. But back home would have a little bit more grass than we do here. But just take a look at the greenery. When you think of Arizona, you don't think of this. I think it does it, but wow. Just beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky this morning. Just couldn't have asked for a more beautiful morning. We're just out and about. It's only about 11 o'clock or so right now. And I just came across one of the biggest tree stumps I have ever seen. I could walk up to it. Maybe do this. Show you just how it's big. This tree must have been really tall, really old, and also really dead because they cut it down. It's a cool little seat. But I would love to see what the tree looked like when I was still standing. Pretty cool. We're currently walking to our hiking trail in spite of this beauty. The cool thing about living down here in Arizona, you can keep your trucks for 40 years and they don't rust. They don't have that salt and sand that they put on the roads. Just give you a cool little view of heading back to our motorhome right there. Yeah. So if you will keep a car for 40 years, move down here. And you hear a lot of people who want to get older cars move better up north, get them from down here because no salt, no sand, no rust. Out hiking. You won't get this anywhere else but here. This is what we came for, the beautiful view. Cool little thing is rocks back home are gray. All the rocks here, red. Even these tiny little pebbles, red. And the inside and out. I suppose it has a little speck of gray on it, but got a gray rock here. I guess there's some variety, but red, just red rock. You don't get this back home. You don't see this too often. I'm not sure how often this plant blooms flowers, but there is one in Texas called the 100 Years plant where every 100 years the flower does this. So this plant could only do this once every 50 or 100 years.
See, that wind really makes me feel like it's raining.
And again, that view. All the way out west, can you get this type of view?
Come here for a second. Just hold me up. I'm gonna stay.
Well, we stopped for lunch. We decided to stop at Slide Rock. It was one of those last minute plan changes, but so far, pretty good. Up there was eat. Once we get down to the water, then the real fun's gonna start. It was one of those places a couple of family members suggested, go to Slide Rock, go to Slide Rock. And you wanna know what? We did it, and it's a little boring right now because we just stopped and eating and just at the pavilion. But once we get to the water, that's when the fun begins. I get more than an amazing view on camera. It's not so red over in this area as it is over here. It's more red over in this area. We're getting close. We're almost up to Slide Rock. Taking the hike up to the rock, I found this, an International Harvester disc plow. This type of plow was towed by a tractor and needs to turn soil as deep as 16 inches into the ground. This is a piece of machinery that helped shape America. It's a cool piece of history. Pretty cool. Further down the trail, we have a whole bunch of more antique farm equipment. Horse-drawn cultivator, small water wheel gear. Now, if there is actually water here in Arizona, other than the creek we're going to go to, this is really, really cool. These are the pieces of equipment that help shape this country. They help plow the fields. They help make the pottery. If it wasn't for these items, farmers wouldn't be able to do their job and grow the food. Of course, nowadays farmers have these big, heavy tractors that do all the work for them. But it wasn't easy back in the day, that's for sure. Here we are. Slide walk swim area. So, come on down. Yeah. It's awkward to climb down, but once we get down the steps, I hear the water. We're almost there. Here we are. Those are my siblings down there. You know, playing, making fools of themselves, enjoying themselves. It goes up there, all the way back down here. One of them actually was kind of disappointed when we first got here because she thought there was going to be an actual slide. Slide rock comes to the time of, you know, seeing the smooth rocks, you just sliding down those rocks into the water. Not like an actual slide. It is a clever name, but for those who are hoping for an actual slide, you're not going to get one here. Sorry. We made it to Flagstaff. We're going to spend the night in Flagstaff, and it's off to the Grand Canyon, which I am super pumped for. Of course, Mom's checking in, and I'm gonna see what she's doing. But I gotta tell you about the food that we had before coming to the campground. Firehouse subs, and I picked up a fire hat, of course. This Firehouse subs, I don't know how they are all over the place, but this one we went to in Flagstaff, I'd recommend to everybody. It was really, really good. So if you're ever in Flagstaff, go to that Firehouse subs. It's a couple minutes from this campground here. It's not too far. But it's looking like a pretty old-timey building. Oh, and found a couple of funny signs. This boat is an exact replica of the one that John Wesley Powell used in his historic voyage through the Grand Canyon. This was back in 1869, it looks like. Garbage can, bicycle. Now we're heading inside. Look at the center. This huge map. IMAX theater. Let's take a look at the flooring. It's like a huge North American map. Incorporated in 1888. National Geographic Society. Pretty cool. It's pretty much one big gift shop in this little area here. Restrooms over there, of course. Probably get everything you need and a couple things you want. Who knows, I might get a little something here. It's pretty much one big gift shop in this little area here. Restrooms over there, of course. Probably get everything you need and a couple things you want. Who knows, I might get a little something here. So it's over here. Looks like the men's room's blocked off and being cleaned. Got a couple pictures of some look like the natives that used to live here before those white people took over. Pretty cool pictures of traces of the past and what used to be of the canyon before it was all touristy. This is cool. This is a little map of where to go around, how to get there. Half a day or less, a full day, or 2 days or more. You can take a look at these trails that are. This is what to do with the Grand Canyon South Rim. Of course, brought to you by Nature Valley. It's pretty nice in Nature Valley. Oh! That's the IMAX theater in there. That's why it's so loud. Better get out of here before this YouTube hears it, which is probably what's going to be on. Of course, you have Grand Canyon: The Hidden Secrets Special Edition DVD. This is was pretty cool. We got here. It's crazy. The line to get into the park is, like 50 cars one way, 50 cars another way. Crazy. When we got through, it was smooth sailing, like, what traffic? Only 1 or 2 cars per, maybe a couple feet or so. Nothing like it was. And coming in, they didn't accept cash. It was credit card only. So if you're looking to come into the Grand Canyon National Park, grab your credit card because they don't accept cash.
Hey Dustin, look out the window.
We're having a look at the road. That's really cool. It's real interesting here. It's just an elk right there. Just an elk, just chilling, grazing on the grass. We moved into their territory, so they're going to be just chilling, and of course don't approach them. Never know how a wild animal's going to react. I have never seen this before, ever. Just these elk getting up so close to humans. The white-tailed deer at home, if they hear a twig snap, they book it to the next town over. Meanwhile, these elk are just grazing like no tomorrow. This one over here, this baby elk over there. Checking out the little power grid. One elk there, and another one there.
Those are the shoes you want to wear? No. Go get your shoes on.
It's pretty cool. It's interesting.
Set aside for individuals or groups exercising their.
There's a Cookie Monster at the very front of the park.
Can I have my stick done?
If you want a picture taken with Cookie Monster, well, I suppose that's it's kind of cool. Apparently, he doesn't get paid by the park. He is an independent performer, so any donation he gets, it's kind of it's how he gets paid around here. It's kind of a shame he doesn't get paid by the park because I would not want to stand in a Cookie Monster costume in this heat. Here it is,
Come on up here, we'll get a picture.
Grand Canyon. The thing we've traveled all this way to see. Look at how grand that view is.
Put yourselves right over here on the rim. Where'd they go?
Take a look at
Put yourselves in this area here
just
and
the
I'll get a
beauty that is the Grand Canyon.
picture. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
It just pushed all the ground down.
No, this is.
That's the guy that laid the foundation of the national park, Stephen Tyne Mather. He laid it down a long time ago. He lived a long time ago, from 1867 to 1930. We are walking down to one of the, if not the most beautiful places you'll ever see down in the Midwest. I only have to go down a couple more steps. And then you get some more of this fantastic, I can't describe how awesome it is to be here. There's a haze. You can just see a nice haze everywhere. And the other side of that canyon, miles. Downwards, miles. We tried checking out the visitor center here at the Grand Canyon. Inside it, turns out it closes at 4. It's about 6 o'clock here now, so we missed it by an inch. Day late, a dollar short is what we like to say. Although, there's a neat little park store we're going to check out. Hopefully, that's got some cool things in it. Day 2 here at the Grand Canyon. It's about 11:30 in the morning. We're now going to go to the visitor center, the store, and even a geology museum we might even head up. We saw the canyon yesterday. We're going to see all the other sites today that are up here. I'm looking forward to it. And you're going to be along with the journey with me, so let's get to it. Try the other store. It closes at 6, and it's 6:14 right now, so we got all day tomorrow to try out all this cool stuff. Oh well. At the visitor center, got the early support, the seeds of change, ancient animal figurines. Take a look at those. Of course, on video you can pause and take your time reading these. I just want to get a couple seconds of them. Human history at Grand Canyon. Over here you got a whole bunch of big game hunters. Got a whole bunch of donors. Grand Canyon Journey of Wonder. This film, probably like a nice movie. Over here, you can get stamped. I know I'm getting stamped. Up here, these are the survey. These are the people that placed the Spencer Chasm Dam, which was designed to barely avoid flooding, Phantom Ranch in 1923. This map here shows a whole bunch of alternative dam sites, and there's 22 alternative dam sites along the Colorado River based on surveys, bird's eye expedition. They did it. The people responsible. Up here, this boat here. This was man killing. They had to handle 900-pound boats over the rocks. There's 900 pounds. It's a lot of weight. Up here is a TV showing you everything. Got several pictures. Now, of course, if you're going too fast for it, you can always pause on the video. The rugged walls of the Grand Canyon record, of course, quote-unquote billions of years of our planet's history. It's a load of something or other. And here's a 3D experience. 8-minute presentation. Over here, just making electricity. Pretty much shows you the whole visitor center. It's pretty cool. It's definitely not a place you'd stay for a couple hours, but if you will have a few minutes up here, I recommend coming here. I totally missed this exhibit. Wide, deep, and diverse. Colorado River threatens all binds of 277 miles of the Grand Canyon. From its narrow beginning, Wilderness Ferry, the abrupt Grand Canyon is easily visible from space. From the top of the south rim to the Colorado River's edge is 2,000 feet. That's like 3 Empire State Buildings. There's a section of the river that averages 200 feet. It's about a football field. I totally missed that. Oh, State of Arizona commendation. Signed by the governor and the Secretary of State. I don't know how old this is. It could still be the governor and the Secretary of State, but... Oh, nope. Maybe. It depends on how old this is. I don't know Arizona's government politics. That's the park store. Got a 1,000-piece puzzle. The Grand Canyon puzzles. It's probably a whole lot of nothing. Okay. Got those. Rain ponchos, hats. Go over here. Ornaments. Books. It's a pretty standard gift shop. Nothing really too exciting in here. I may have to pick up a shirt though. If they have my size, I might have to pick something up. First thing that caught my eye is it looks like Elmo took a tour of the Grand Canyon, so that's pretty cool. Not sure who the other monster is because I haven't watched Sesame Street in 20 years. Got the geology of the Grand Canyon and all the layers of rock. Just look at all those rock layers, which is miles high and miles deep. It's so funny, like you kind of got the gray rock, some sand, and it kind of goes to red, and then maybe gray again. Of course, on the side it tells you all the stones, which there's a lot of layers. Of course, it tells you about the formation of the Grand Canyon. And again, Elmo's on TV. Ain't she beautiful? Ain't she beautiful? Let's get another view. The fence ends right there. Let's get another more dangerous view of the canyon. It's kind of hard to grasp the size of this. It's just huge. Several miles to that way, several miles down. really takes your breath away. At the Geology Museum, on top, that view, get the cool water, power of the river. A lot on the river down there. It's pretty much what all those windows have displays. It's a cool little scale map. North versus south. Great exposure. Over here are the types of rock. And again, that spectacular view. And that is glass, which is so clear it doesn't look like glass. Little video. Forced to change. All the types of rock. Like 37 types of rock from this.
Literally the only reason I stopped there. Otherwise, I would not.
All the layers again. Kind of big old scale. But look to the future. What's in here? Huh, it's a mirror. That's funny. Today, the results of course, 1,140,000 years of Earth's history, like I had before, just exposing the rock and the layers, and tells you when the layers were formed. More of the layers. And here is the gift shop. Taking a closer look at some of these exhibits, you get the power of freezing water. These pipes cracked and broke because of the ice. As we all know, when ice is formed, it expands and it'll break anything in sight. Pretty cool.
And right here.
Wait, look, it's one for Utah. Want me to get that?
I got it!
Okay, we're entering Utah.
We are in Utah, everybody! We're in Utah! Woo! Good morning. As you can see, we have just as beautiful as a view as we've had. And the last recording, you saw we're in Utah now. We're no longer in Arizona, we are in Utah. And actually, Four Corners is around here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to that, but we might have time on Sunday to do something like that. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, so I'm not going to say we're going there. We're in Utah, but we're also on the Navajo reservation. Yep, we're on an Indian reservation. And interesting fact about this Indian reservation, I'm not sure if it's like it everywhere, or on every Indian reservation, but face masks are still required in public buildings here. They have not lifted the ban yet. And there's actually a couple of reasons why. Regardless of what you think about the whole mask thing, I know I got my opinion, you got yours. But the reason they haven't been lifted here yet is because they feel they're more susceptible to the virus. There's a lot of obesity and a lot of diabetes here on the reservation, and they have horrible health care too. So face masks are still required everywhere. I'm actually going to go on a 3-hour Jeep tour today, and actually to get in, we have to put one on. I don't like it, but I'm not going to ruin the vacation by not putting one on, so it could be removed. Whatever. I'll see you on the Jeep tour. Good morning. As you can see, we have just as beautiful as a view as we've had. And the last recording, you saw we're in Utah now. We're no longer in Arizona, we're in Utah. And actually, Four Corners is around here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to that, but we might have time on Sunday to do something like that. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, so I'm not going to say we're going there. We're in Utah, but we're also on the Navajo reservation. Yep, we're on an Indian reservation. And interesting fact about this Indian reservation, I'm not sure if it's like it everywhere, or at every Indian reservation, but face masks are still required in public buildings here. They have not lifted the ban yet. And there's actually a couple of reasons why. Regardless of what you think about the whole mask thing, I know I got my opinion, you got yours. But the reason they haven't been lifted here yet is because they feel they're more susceptible to the virus. There's a lot of obesity and a lot of diabetes here on the reservation, and they have horrible health care too. So face masks are still required everywhere. I'm actually going to go on a 3-hour Jeep tour today, and actually to get in, we have to put one on. I don't like it, but I'm not going to ruin the vacation by not putting one on. So it could be removed. Whatever. I'll see you on the Jeep tour. This is the store inside the Monument Valley. Pretty much what you'd expect for a camping store. Got your laundry, your snacks. Got a whole bunch of firewood over there. Of course, why would you sell firewood this time of year when the whole forest could light up with the stroke of a match? Of course, you got your coffee machines, and yeah, laundry room's over there, restroom's over there. We're on the side of the road here. A native is selling some jewelry on the side of the road, but I wanted to show you this. This view here. If you've ever watched the movie Forrest Gump, you'll recognize these mountains. This is the highway that Forrest Gump went down. This is just a 2-minute clip of the movie where he stops right by these mountains here, and it's brought millions of people to over here. Another cool thing, that speed limit sign says 65. Speed limits aren't that fast in New York, only on the interstates. Phone's currently on 6% charging right now, but I wanted to give you like another great view. You can see the haze out there. That's not my phone, that's dust. That's just dust in the air covering the rocks. But you can really get a good view of what Forrest Gump, where he ran. And I bought myself an arrowhead. Let's make the zoom this out a little bit. It was between this or petrified wood. The lady that running the stand, she just found this. And these arrowheads have to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. This is just the coolest thing ever. Wow. We're here at Golden's Monument Valley. John Wayne's cabin's around here somewhere, so we gotta get some John Wayne pictures and all that. It's painted us really cool. And of course, even up to the restrooms is painted really cool. It's Golden's Chuck Wagon. Can't wait to get inside and see what we got. This is the Golden's Monument Valley Museum. It's how it dedicated, how it got dedicated. And of course we can't go inside because apparently it is closed. So it's part of an adventure that hadn't gone so well. There's a dining room up there, gift shop, I don't know if this whole place is closed. The museum may be closed, but we got a gift shop full of nice Navajo souvenirs. A lot of these are homemade. And they got some magnets. Got the rocks. Get all the rocks are. John Wayne puzzle. Yeah, I've never put those two words together, John Wayne and puzzle, but I suppose since he does have a cabin around here. Over here are some Indian-made blankets. Pretty cool in here. That's how you know these are authentic. Price $1,800. $1,800. Over $2,000. These authentic Navajo rugs go for a lot of money. But if you're looking for one, I got some pretty cheapest one is $6.99. It's pretty cool. All the way up to $2,000. They're beautiful, and they look like they're worth that much too. Oh, this jewelry in here is beautiful. Authentic Navajo made.
Look in this cabinet.
Yep, you can call these custom. Aren't they?
Cocopelli is what he has on his necklace too.
Aren't these just absolutely stunning?
I know. I mean, but you have that. But he also. Let me see. Yep.
Just in the gift shop, you know, just seeing what we got, and just come across this view. There's one thing I really love is the mountain view, and you can see a haze. I think I've said this in a previous recording. It's not the dirty window. It's not my phone. It's just dust. It's just dust everywhere. If you have allergies, take your allergy medication because you're eating dirt, whether you like it or not. Got some more. This is the more. Got some T-shirts. This is the less expensive side because all these aren't Navajo made. It's still kind of pricey for shirts, but whatever. More shirts over here. It is just absolutely stunning in here, some of the stuff they got. If you're on the other side of the arch, it's cool, you don't get these anywhere else but here and only a couple other places in the world. This arch is beautiful. This whole rocky landscape is just absolutely gorgeous. And if there's one thing I'm gonna miss when I get home, it's just this red rock. You don't get red rocks like this at home. All of our rocks are gray. I'm thinking it was either Flagstaff or Sedona, one of those towns. The sidewalk was actually all red because they grounded up all the stones to make the sidewalk. It was all red. Siblings are up there doing their whole adventure thing. Some houses down there. So overall, pretty cool up here. Just spending some time up here. A lot of time. We're real high up. That's the campground down there. You can see the whole campground and then some. Over here is town. There's a college over there. Got a little house down there. Houses. And then campers, and the whole rest of the campground.
Is this your sister?
It's real beautiful up here. You can see for miles that way, since there really isn't any mountain view. There is. I love it up here. You can tell this is a popular spot because there's a whole bunch of names scratched into the side of this mountain here. A whole bunch of graffiti scratched into the side of the mountain. Don't know why people do that, but I'm not everyone. Again, take a look at that view. If there's one thing I love, it's a nice mountain view.
So, imagine hang gliding, right? A hang glider just step
The fun conversations we have, we were thinking of the superhero movies, how like they could jump from this rock to that rock down there. It doesn't look very far on video, but that's 40 or 50 feet down. And then down onto the grass. You take for granted those movies how high up this really is. We're taking a tour, and I just love the Utah license plates. If you get a little view of it, it's got the arch on it. It looks just like it does out here, and the Hogan is the first place we're stopping. This huge mud hut here.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
pretty
would
cool.
you guess there was this wood in here?
No. It's a lot bigger inside here than I thought it would be. We got a little skylight.
Wow. Are they special trees, a certain type of wood?
A fireplace.
Cedar.
Juniper, cedar, nice. This place is so cool. You walk inside, there are no nails holding this thing up.
You never cover the top of a hogan. If when it rains and snows, the stove will be on. It'll evaporate a lot of the snow and rain. And then the doorway, it faces east because the
No
sun
nails
rises
holding
in the
this up.
east.
Wow.
Back then, we didn't have the doorway. It was just a blanket and then the open fire. And so what they did is there was a hole up here, and then there was a hole in the bottom. So it kind of pushes the smoke.
The cool thing about this place is it represents the belly of a pregnant woman. You go in counterclockwise, and then you come out. It's like you're younger. That's what they think it represents. But there's no nails holding this thing up whatsoever. And on the inside, it's a giant puzzle. You would never think about what it looks like on the inside, because on the outside, all you see is the dirt and the mud and stuff holding it together. It's a lot cooler on the inside than it is out here. The tour guide said these things they can last 100 years. The first stop on the tour, so far it's the coolest. But I wonder what's going to be next. We're going to be on this tour for about 3 hours, so pretty cool. In case you were wondering what tour we're on Golding's Tours. Got the phone number, the social media. Over here are a bunch of outside stands. A bunch of natives are selling jewelry and stuff they make. And I gotta go over here and show you something. Over here, it looks like a rhino. This my name. It looks like a rhino. You can see the head and the two horns, and the huge body. That's pretty cool. And I can see this one looks like a huge tree stump. I can imagine a tree thousands of feet high covering the whole reservation. Same with that one. And that's a really big tree stump right there. I haven't gotten a feel of this drive-in yet. You can see just the beautiful monuments. And then we're no longer on a paved road. We're off road. And this road is wide compared to the ones we just on. The roads to get down here are like these 1.5 lane just dirt roads. Roads like this cut-off point was the road. Sure, thank you. And look at that. It just looks like a giant tree stump. Absolutely gorgeous. There's another great view of Three Sisters. Of course, the road we're on is not exactly the smoothest. But there they are, Three Sisters. Here are 2 hogans. It's the male one. That's the female one. The male one is more of a temporary situation. You stay here for about 6 months and then they move the logs and move them to wherever. The female one is more of a permanent living space. Our tour guide's opening up the male one. Take a look inside here. Got the logs all up into a teepee form. And the cool thing about these, there's no nails. It's all one giant puzzle piece in here. Of course, the floor is nothing but sand. Yeah. Here's a female one. Don't know if he opened this one up yet. I can see. It's locked.
Oh, wow.
And we have a teeny tiny one over here. This is for like a small child or maybe even your dog. Like if you had a pet, that could be their little home. Here's a teeny tiny one. There's no way I'm getting in this one. Got a couple outhouses over there. And again, the mountain views. They don't call it Monument Valley for no reason, that's for sure. Over there is a horse. And over there you can see a giant water tank. Only about 60% of the Navajo Nation have running water. So that giant water tank is how they get their water out here if they don't have any running water. Only about, I think he said 75% have electricity running to their homes. And over here, it looks like my siblings made friends with a couple of dogs. A couple cute little dogs. Hi. Hey. I don't have any food, buddy. Just when you think you've seen sketchy mountain roads, we're on like a one-lane just sand pile. This is almost, yeah. This is a sandy, like one-lane mountain road.
Right here to your left, you see the totem pole, the Yabichek.
I've been on some pretty sketchy mountain roads in my life. This is, this tops it. Let's see. I can see a face on that mountain. I almost can see a face. It's too bumpy to actually show it on camera, but maybe I'll stop and I can show you. That totem pole there.
The totem pole. This is one of the photos. If you guys look at
Pretty
up
cool.
at the view, they have a picture frame of this part right here. This is where the guy took the picture. And you see the picture right here with the green and the little pole. So you make pretty good money off the picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we getting out or just from here?
Oh, you
Down here, just to give an idea, this is the road we use to get down here. The sand fills these roads and there really ain't much you can do about it. It could have been stone or paved at one point, but it's just nothing but this powdered sand. And the sand actually feels like a powder. And on a very windy day, you won't even be able to see those monuments there because it'll be just full of dust and sand. You should have seen it yesterday when it was just a haze of dust on a very windy day. This is called the Big Hogan. You can see what looks like a giant hole in the roof. And then those are people. And then take a look at how big this is. My voice is even echoing. Pretty cool. Your voice really echoes down here. Whew! Get that echo. Look at that. It's almost like a perfect hole. And that's what they call a big hole gun. Because it's a big hole. And it's big. It's big. This is a picture glyph. Picture glyphs are Navajo graffiti, but from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Pretty cool. Next spot on the tour is called Ear of the Wind. Absolutely gorgeous. Over here is a tree, and you can get what it's called X marks the spot. You can get the tree to line up with the ear of the wind. There was a photographer who did that and made a lot of money out of the photo. There's just a lot of opportunities for pictures out here. What's cool about the sand rock is it's formed in layers. Layer of sand, layer of water, the wind. And the cool thing about this is it looks like very fragile sandpaper. How fragile is it? I can literally crush this. This is basically what I've been doing. Just pretending I'm the Hulk and just crushing these sand rocks. Her. Her. The idea, the potential of a great photo. Try getting this tree to line up with that ear of the wind. That's what I was talking about. If you get it just right, you have the perfect photo. Here, our next spot, the sun's eye. Look it up there. It's crazy, just these perfect holes that are carved in these mountains. Nobody carved them. They just appear here. Well, of course, you could say God carved them, but the Navajo believe is over the millions of years, the sand and the water and the wind did all this. I still saw this barbed wire fence, so I was like, why is this here? Let it look up.
Oh.
The picture glyphs are, I'm not quite sure, I think that's what they're called, it's like pictoglyphs or something like that. These have been here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Go over here.
What if you tried to climb through it, it would catch your clothes? It would snag you. Hold you back.
I see it.
See if I can turn my brightness up. It's up all the way.
Guys. Oh, come on, guys.
Good morning, everyone. We're back at Grandpa and Kathy's house. Yesterday was a long day. Going from Monument Valley to here. If you're going non-stop the way we went, it was about 6 hours and 46 minutes, about 340 miles. But we stopped in Tuba City, we stopped in Flagstaff, we had a couple stops, so it was about a 7 or 8 hour car ride. So, yesterday was a long day, and our motorhome has no muffler. So we're at a 30-foot lawnmower, essentially, going from Monument Valley to here. So that was no fun, but it's all part of the adventure. There's basically going to be no more traveling on the motorhome until we go back to Phoenix to give it back to the guy we rented it from. We got all day here, I think part of the day tomorrow, and then we're going back home. This is where the travels begin, Phoenix Airport. We're getting everything taken care of, all our bags checked. It's going to be the longest part of the travel is airports. Here we go. We have liftoff. Goodbye, Phoenix. We'll miss ya. We won't miss your obnoxious heat, but everything else, yeah. We'll miss ya. Got a cloud in the sky. Look at that beautiful view. Over 10,000 feet. And look at all those canyons down there. That is really cool. One of the coolest things about flying is opening the window and just looking outside at the world below. Just got the word we're heading into Chicago, and we get into Sunbury in just a couple minutes. Give you one final view of the absolute nothing out there. A lot of farmland. Pretty cool. It's all a bunch of squares down there. Just over the haze, you can see the Chicago skyscrapers. It's like little silhouettes of them. Can't see them very well, but it's pretty cool. And over the water we go. Yep, that's water. Bye-bye, Chicago. It's been nice knowing you. Cool little thing about our flight. Mom has a flight tracker on her phone. If we live in Chicago, we're over a lake right now. We'll go the entire length of Michigan. We're even going to cross the Canadian border or somewhat too. So we're going to be in a different country and then come back home, which that's pretty cool. But it's only going to be an hour or so, and I can't wait. There's a sunset behind me right here. Now, isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? That is just wow. Another reason it's cool in the map this high, as you can see, just another view of our beautiful sun. What a beautiful sunset we got. Down there is Michigan. And it's really cool seeing the sunset from this high up. Of course, seeing it above the ground is really cool, but it's even better. Gotta love it. Of course, I chose to sit next to the wing on accident. But, oh well. I'm home. We're all home. It's been a long day, and I miss Arizona, but I love being back home. That was my little vacation. Thanks for watching.